Hello, beautiful, beautiful black people. I hope that all is well in your world, and this beautiful day is a very good day for you and all of your wonderful, wonderful, wonderful black loved ones. Beautiful, beautiful black people. Beautiful, beautiful black people. Know this. Know this. Those white, privileged, affluent white students, those unfit, unqualified white coaches of the NCAA are now, has always, and will continue to profit from the exploitation of the black NCAA athletes. Unequivocally, I have been sounding the alarm. I have said before that it is slavery in plain sight. The NCAA and its white racist, greedy bastards are presenting slavery to us in plain sight, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. The NCAA is a big, big business for everyone except the black student athletes. The NCAA is a big, big, profitable business for everyone except the black student athletes. But some of you probably knew that already, because like millions of other accomplished individuals, you are well informed and well versed, very, very knowledgeable, as I am, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. But what you probably did not know is how extensively the NCAA's banned on profit sharing with student athletes. This tool, this rule that enabled slavery in plain sight was enacted by a 1957 court ruling that denied the widow of college athlete Ray Dennison. Remember that name. His name was Ray Dennison, and his widow was trying to get workers' compensation and death benefits after Ray Dennison was killed during a collegiate football game. The NCAA, these slavery rules, these additions to the black code, allows affluent white students to benefit from the exploitation of their lower income black peers. The NCAA exploits lower income black student athletes. If you read the Washington Post, the National Bureau of Economic Research examined the revenue and expense data of all 65 athletic programs in the NCAA's Power 5 conferences from 2006 to 2019, as well as the team rosters across every sport, players, race, and ethnicity, and even the players' hometowns. All of this data was collected in this study. Here's what the study found. This is what the study found. The data yield a number of preliminary findings. First, the revenue generated by those athletic departments nearly doubled during the study period, from $4.4 billion to $8.5 billion. Nearly 60% of that revenue was generated by football and basketball teams. 60% of that $8.5 billion was generated by NCAA football and basketball teams. Much of it derived from the increasingly lucrative sale of broadcast rights to major television networks. Over the study period, the average annual salary of those white, unfit, unqualified coaching staff and head coaches nearly doubled, from $4.8 million to $9.8 million. Non-coaching administrative salaries nearly double as well. But financial support for the black student athletes, primarily tuition, aid, room and board, grew 47%. The NCAA is running a slave operation in plain sight. The NCAA is operating a slave operation in plain sight. This study that I'm talking about commenced in 2006, and it went up through 2019, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. Over the study period, white folks profited. Their salaries, their incomes doubled. The overall revenue of the NCAA income doubled from 4.8 billion to 8.5 billion. But aside from making it rain on coaches and administrators, the schools themselves make significant investments in providing their teams with extravagant facilities so that the student athletes can continue to generate billions of dollars free of charge. Free labor. Slavery was forced free labor. The NCAA is getting forced free labor from its black student athletes. There's also one of the worst kept secret in college sports. This is one of the worst kept secrets in college sports. The exorbitant profits from college football and college basketball programs, each comprise predominantly black players. More than 60%, about 65% of the college football players, of the college basketball players are black student athletes. And the profits made from football, college football, and college basketball subsidize countless non-revenue sports, white-dominated sports, affluent white folks dominated sports like college tennis, college sailing teams, college tennis teams, college sailing teams, which are not comprised predominantly of black student athletes. Only about 11% of the players on the college tennis teams and the college sailing teams are black folks, my beautiful. College basketball, college football is subsidizing all of those non-revenue producing sports on those college campuses. And these black players keeping all the lights on is the black players on the college football teams. It is the black players on the college basketball teams that are keeping all of the lights on at these universities, the NCAA universities and colleges. These black players come from neighborhoods with higher rates of poverty than their white counterparts. Or as a Craig Gothwaite, that is his name, Craig Gothwaite, he's the lead author of this study that I am referring to. And he said that money is generated from one group that has traditionally been disadvantaged in society, and that money flows to a group that has not been disadvantaged. poor black student athletes on the college football teams, the college basketball teams, are generating a huge money flow. And that money is there to benefit those affluent white student athletes on the tennis teams, on the sailing teams, etc., etc. We are the first to say we are the first, and I'm referring to the study from 2006 to 2019. The author of this study said that they were the first to empirically document the regressive nature of this process in a systematic way. The subsidy that predominantly black male athletes provide to others is a missing feature when we talk about equity in college athletics. Pretty much. But when has America generating billions of dollars from the unpaid labor of black folks ever been a surprise? It is still slavery, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. There's so much money, and the one group that really has not seen any real increase in benefits are the black players, the black student athletes, who are risking their lives, their health, their safety to play college football and college basketball. It is an indication that the NCAA, its managers, its white managers, its white administrators, its white coaches, its white coaching staffs are morally bankrupt, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. In October of last year, the NCAA voted in favor of allowing student athletes to profit from their names, their images, and likeness. They finally are giving the black student athletes some breadcrumbs. But until that check clears, it is nothing but lip service. Just like that promise immediately after the ending of the Civil War of 40 acres and a mule. We're still waiting for the 40 acres and the mule. And the black student athletes today are still waiting for profits from using their names, using their pictures, and using their reputation to profit. White folks are pocketing all of that revenue from using the names of these black student athletes, from using the pictures and the reputations of these black student athletes, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. It's a menace. It's a menace. This data that I'm covering becomes a menace to white supremacy. the extraordinary exploitation of black folks are still happening in plain sight today. I am impatiently waiting for white folks to stop putting sugar in their grits. Either the NCAA pay those black student athletes or shut it down. The NCAA must be forced to pay those black student athletes on their football teams and on their basketball teams, or shut the motherfucker down. The proper distribution of wealth and economic equality is the call. We should have net compensation for all black student athletes. It is time for us to aggregate, organize, and start protesting the NCAA for operating a slave operation, a slave system in plain sight every day, every year. They're making $8.5 billion off of the college football program, the college basketball program, and none of that money goes to the black student athletes. It is time to shut the NCAA down. Just like slavery was shut down, it is time to shut the NCAA down. My beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. Solutions for black folks must be created, implemented, and sustained, managed by black folks. Solution for those black student athletes must be created, must be implemented, must be managed and sustained by black folks. White folks will never do it. They're too greedy, they are too selfish, and they have already made billions of dollars off of the free labor offered by the black student athletes on the NCAA college campuses. That's all I have on this one.